Hey Santa, did I hear you was looking for a hoe? Hello Champagne Dreamers, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Janessa and I am North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And despite all of my best efforts to keep her encased in ice, Mariah Carey has come back. All I want for Christmas is a whole bunch of fucking makeup. So if you're excited to see my Black Friday / holiday shopping haul, then stick around because we're getting into it right now. Alright, Champagne Dreamers, that's right. We are doing a holiday shopping haul. Now, this is not just me being
like, happy holidays, war on Christmas, whatever.
Fuck those people, I don't care. But the reason why I'm not just calling it a Black Friday haul or a Christmas shopping haul is because I feel like the Black Friday sales started at the beginning of November. I've been shopping a little bit here and there throughout the whole month. And I've done a lot of shopping. Now, I do have to say, with my job, I know that this is going to seem extreme, but with my job, I do get a bonus twice a year. And so that impacts my shopping. I get one in May and one in November. And so I have a little bit of extra cash sitting around. There's lots of holiday releases and lots of fun things. So I'm not doing this to show off. I'm not doing this to brag. I'm not doing this to encourage you to shop more. Makeup is my happy place. And really, the last half of the year for sure, I haven't been in my happy place. And you'll notice that it's been harder to record content. There's been less content. And so this year I was like, let's buy some new makeup and let's start playing again because I need to get my sparkle back. I need to rediscover that fun. So this is kind of a big haul. It's a little bit ridiculous. I understand that, but my bills are paid. Everything is fine. You don't have to shop the way I do, and just that's what we're gonna do. Okay, great. All right, so let's start with some holiday themed releases. I know I said this wasn't like necessarily a Christmas video or a holiday video or whatever, but there were some holiday releases that I was very excited about. And of course, a new release from Odin's Eye is always going to make the holidays better. And they not only brought back their two killer palettes from last year, the Christmas Eve and the Merry Christmas palettes that sold out, were restocked, sold out again, restocked, sold out again, and still people were butthurt that they missed out on them. They brought them back and released two new palettes. And I like that these aren't as Christmassy. I feel like those palettes from last year really captured that red, green, gold, icy blues of a snowy night, Christmas Eve kind of thing. And these just give us a nice expansion that are beautiful palettes on their own and also allow us to use the Christmas palettes from last year in new ways. So this is the Hey Reindeer palette. This has some blues, some purples, some really beautiful shifty shades. We've got an orangey peachy combo here. We've got this bright like marigold yellow. There's just beautiful collections in here. I love the mix of like pastels, and I love that as bright as last year's palettes were, this year they're a little bit more muted. They're a little bit softer. They're a little bit more whole season long. So where Christmas feels very Christmas, this feels like winter season. And then we have the Snow Dream palette, and this is beautiful. It gives us, again, a little bit of red and green, a little nod to Christmas, but we've got this one red and a couple greens, and these greens are a little bit more sagey, celery, minty kind of greens. So not necessarily a true like Christmas green, not this green. And then we've got some just beautiful, beautiful pastel, muted, neutrally kind of shades. Again, You can make so many beautiful looks with this, but it's such a great companion to really kind of tone down some of your more wild colored eyeshadow palette. So I think this is great. This was a holiday release that I definitely looked forward to after last year's. I think that it's different than last year's, but I think it's just as good. It's just a little bit more for the neutral muted girlies and not as much for us colorful hooker clowns. Is this holiday? Is it not? I don't know. I picked these up because they were available through Sephora during the Sephora VIB sale, and the movie is Christmassy and Halloween. It's spooky. Of course, I'm talking about the Melt Nightmare Before Christmas palettes. I was really thinking about passing these up. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with Melt. I've been really disappointed by some of their palettes, and I think that even the good palettes, I just think $58 for a 10-pan eyeshadow palette, they're just not good, especially as inconsistent as Melt has been. But they pull me in with how good the idea is. I love this. The Halloween Town and the Christmas Town. So the Halloween Town with Oogie Boogie on the cover, or Oogity Boogity, whatever his name is. This is beautiful. It's got this like teal and this kind of green infused yellow. Lots of purple between these two palettes. And so these two palettes together are almost a rainbow palette, but just not quite. So this is beautiful purples into these kind of teal turquoise with these little surprises at the bottom. And then we have the Christmas Town palette with Jack Skellington on the cover. More purples, but then we get a couple reds. We get this snowy white. And we've got some more greens down here, a little bit swampy, a little bit emerald, and this kind of champagne buttercream shimmer. Really, really beautiful. These are gorgeous palettes, and let's see them together. So here you can see the two palettes together. Definitely you can get some gorgeous purples, ranging from more blue-based purples to more red-based purples. You've got some beautiful turquoise teal shades. I'm digging a nail into this orange by accident. We've got green and yellow. We don't have a true blue, so it's not a full rainbow palette. And the greens are beautiful. There is kind of a green down here, so I guess I'll give it that. And the only orange is this kind of coppery orange shimmer. So it's not a full rainbow, but it's close. But I do love these together. I'm excited to play with them. I haven't even dug into them yet. And are you ready for a confession? I had never seen that movie until this Thanksgiving. When I told Mama Champagne, she's like, you have to watch that movie. And so we spent Thanksgiving watching a lot of movies. Some of them were good, some of them were not. I don't know what it was. I just missed the curve. I guess I just never saw it when it first came out. And as an adult, I kind of went through a phase where I got out of like animated claymation kind of movies. So I just never felt this pull to see it. And I just kind of forgot that I knew that it was like a big thing, but I just never saw it. So it wasn't like I'm not going to watch this. It was just I didn't see it. And then I just kept not seeing it. It was never a priority. So I've seen it now. I did like it. I thought it was fun, but I don't have the nostalgia of childhood. So I like those palettes, but maybe not as much as I liked the Beetlejuice collection that they did a couple years ago. And after I bought those two, I had a credit card rewards that I earned with my Sephora card. So then I went back and I bought the highlighter for this collection as well. It's very cute. I love Melt highlighters. This is one thing that I think they do really consistently well. This feels like it might be a little bit dark for me, but I'm going to play with it. And I do love that embossing. I think it's cute. I'm a sucker for a collab product, even if it's not 100% in my wheelhouse. But this is the Nightmare Before Christmas collection from Melt, and this was part of my holiday shopping. Now, a couple of other holiday releases. This is going to be a theme. If you watch my channel, you know that Angelica Nyqvist from Sweden can usually talk me into anything. God damn it. She does such a good job of presenting products and showing beautiful swatches, and the looks that she does always look so good. And so If I'm on the fence, she always convinces me, and that's absolutely true for this holiday release. The Jingle Bell Ruby palette from DD Signature. Now, DD Signature is a brand that I have looked at for a while. They used to do these like big fruit-themed palettes. I think I ran across them when they did the Kiwi palette, because of course it was green. And they had a strawberry palette and maybe like an orange slice palette. They had all these palettes, and the cover lifted off. I don't love palettes where the cover is separate, so I never really gave in and bought it because I was like, oh, I like that, but I don't know if I like it enough. This is a beautifully hinged palette, so I love a hinged palette for this unhinged hooker clown, so I decided to go ahead and pick this up, and there are some beautiful shades. These are the shades, of course, beautiful greens. I'm nothing if not predictable. With some reds, it's very Christmassy, but it's Christmassy with a twist, where it doesn't have to just be Christmas. There's such beautiful shifts in these that you can absolutely get beautiful looks. These greens with these kind of duochrome, multi-chrome shimmers, you could do mermaidy kind of looks. You could do kind of sunsetty looks. And then Angelica noted this in her video as well, and I didn't Google it or look it up or anything. You can research on your own to find out. I prefer to just think it's a bizarre, weird choice. There is a bright lime green shade called Bright Ruby. And I think that there might be a bright ruby lime. Like, I think there might be a, like, species or a subspecies of lime that is called the ruby lime. I feel like I know that from somewhere. I don't know why I would know that. I'm not a scientist. Look at me. But I feel like that sounds familiar, but I didn't want to look it up because I was like, you know what? I just like the idea that they took this bizarre green lime shade and called it Bright Ruby, and we're like, what? Say something. I love it. And if we're going to talk about ninja drops, can we talk about Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny announcing this Silent Night palette kind of at the end of, as all the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Week sales were kind of wrapping up. Gourmand Girls was just like, oh, by the way, here's this palette. And Glamlight better pay attention, because I know that the quantity of orders is probably different or whatever, but like, she released this and she was like, oh, I'm going to print as many labels as I can before I leave. And then I have to go to Europe to take care of a family thing. And so I have 2 family members that are just going to be packing up orders. I got this within like 5 days. So Glamlight, I waited almost a month for some of those collections. And this one was here in like less than a week. So maybe get on the ball with that, dears. That's just me being catty, but I love this palette. I think it's a fun approach. I love the cover because I think it really does encapsulate the beautiful collection of shades we get on the inside. We get some neutrals, we get some browns and a black and this deep kind of navy, but then we get these blue shimmers that have these gorgeous shifts to them. We've got like this bright marigold shade and this gold shimmer. I just think this is really pretty. This just got into my collection very recently because it was, like I said, it was just such a ninja drop, because I think she posted it and then was like, oh, by the way, this is coming out like tomorrow or in 2 days or something. And then it came out and then she was gone and it still got here super fast. So I love this. I'm excited to play with this. Clearly we've got a lot to play with, but that's why I got to get going on the website. We're going to get that website up and running and get some reviews and new looks cranking out. So I'm excited to get started. So those are the holiday releases that I picked up. I didn't do a lot of Black Friday sale shopping. I did some, and we're going to get to that. But I find that now I'm such a creature of impulse that if a brand puts something out and I want it, I usually just pick it up. So Black Friday sales, there's usually not a lot of stuff that's just like on my wish list. I've really scaled down the number of brands that I buy from. I just buy more from this group of brands. I have a lot of things that I would have wanted, and so the sales weren't as attractive to me, but there were a few things. But one thing that I really love is collabs. So we've got quite a few collab products, and the first one, I'm so glad they restocked this because I missed it when it came out. I was kicking myself. And I love it. I can see your dirty pillows. Let me know if I should do a horror video about Carrie and the remake down in the comments below. Or maybe I should say, I can see your dirty pillows. I really shouldn't try to do a Jennifer Coolidge impression. I'm not good at it. This is the e.l.f. x Jennifer Coolidge Dirty Pillows Lip Kit. I love this. This restocked, so I bought it for myself. I also bought an extra one for possibly a little giveaway that may be coming up, so definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to hear about that when it happens. But this is just such a simple, beautiful kit. It was $25. e.l.f. is not super expensive, and you get a lip liner, a lipstick, and this beautiful, beautiful gloss. I did a try-on of this on my Facebook. If you want to see little makeup play days, or I usually do my declutters over there now. I do other things where I unbox things sometimes. Sometimes I just talk about makeup or I talk about life. Follow me on Facebook. It'll be linked down in the description box below. But I love this, and it comes with this beautiful mirror. Oh, that says the lips are the window to the soul. It's so funny. And it's a really good quality, like, metal mirror. It's this gold tone. It's so gorgeous. And just this packaging with this pink satin. Stunning. So well done. For $25 for e.l.f. e.l.f. really is killing it. And they are not part of a cult. Watch Jen Love's videos here. Fucking stock market bros need to be thrown in wood chippers. So I'm excited to add this to my collection. This is one of the collab products that I bought over the holiday season. Now, I don't know at what point people become IP, because there's always like influencer, like people collabs, and then there's IP. I don't know where that happens, but when somebody's dead, I'm assuming that becomes an IP collab. But I had to try this out. Wet n Wild is not a brand that inspires me very often, but I was excited that they had a whole collection inspired by Marilyn Monroe. If you watched my video celebrating 300 subscribers with Angie, my camera woman, you'll know that 2 of my favorite movies in the world feature Marilyn Monroe. Check out the video to find out which movies they are. And fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night. So this, I haven't even unboxed yet. I'm so excited about this. It's so cute. It's in this big box. There's blush, there's highlighters, there's lip products, there's powder. I'm excited to dig into this, but I just haven't had a chance to really dig in. I don't know if I'll make a video for YouTube, but I will probably unbox this on Facebook. So again, if you're interested in unboxing, those usually go easier on my Facebook because I'm not patient. I'm not good at saving things up to do an unboxing video like when I have a filming day. So I'm much more likely when I get a couple packages to just hop on Facebook and unbox them. So, and some of these products look adorable. I love Marilyn Monroe. And like the Glamlight horror collabs, the theme of this year was everything taking forever to ship out. So some of the things that I'm talking about haven't arrived yet. I have them delivered to my office, so actually one of them would have been delivered today, but they consider this building closed on the weekends because most of the businesses here are closed, so they don't bring the mail. Because it was out for delivery today, unfortunately. But I did pick up the Glamlight Garfield collab. I didn't pick up the whole collection this time. I don't have as much of a soft spot for Garfield. I did read it as a kid. I didn't buy them when the Scholastic Book Fair came around. I had other things on the brain. I had Fear Street books. I had other things that I was looking for. Mermaid bookmarks. I was busy. I was booked and blessed. I didn't have time for Garfield then. But whenever they got a new one in the library, I would definitely get in line with all the other kids and check it out and read it. So I liked Garfield, so I did pick up the palette and the cheek palette that had 2 blushes and a highlight. I was going to skip out on the cheek palette, but it had an orange blush. And so much of their blush in these collections has been the same that I was like, you know what? They did an orange one. I should try it out. I should see if it's any good because at least we're breaking out of that red-pink zone. And there's a gold highlighter in it. So I picked up both of those. Those are going to be here on Monday. The other thing that I ordered was controversial at the gig. I ordered the P. Louise and Michaela collab. I know people were all upset about that. I know that all the Gen Z girlies just can't get over Lashgate. They just are so mad about a mascara and false lashes. And they act like we should reconvene the Nuremberg jury, like, for this fucking Lashgate bullshit. I don't care. I just like makeup. do you support this person? Do you support this person? I support myself, and I support things that bring me joy. And you know what? I love a big palette, and that big, monstrous blue and neutral palette, I looked at it and it brought me joy, so I ordered it. So there, that's it. I don't care. She can take my money and buy false lashes that she'll claim she's not wearing. I don't give a shit. I'm excited to get it, but it just hasn't arrived yet. It's sitting in Chicago. It's made it to America, but now we're dropping the ball and it's taking a long time to deliver. P. Louise was also having a sale. So let's get into some things that I did buy because they were on sale. I did take advantage. So actually, my friend Chyna told me about the Michaela palette and that she was going to order it and look for a collab coming soon to this channel where Chyna and I both do some playing with the Michaela collab palette. But I went and looked around just to check out the sale on the site, and I actually placed an order before the Michaela collection was released, and then I went back to place the other order. So I did get the first order. I ordered a couple of the face bases. I really like her colored eyeshadow bases, and I ordered a red and green for Christmas. They were the only ones that were in stock that I didn't have, so I was like, let's go for it. It's Christmassy, it's fun. And I also ordered 2 palettes. I just like it, but I do have to say that P. Louise is a little bit much. It's a little bit much. And there is something that does make my little queer child heart happy, because as a kid, I specialized in being too much. And that's really what the 80s were about for me, was me always just being told that I was too much, that I was too this, too that, too feminine, too sissy. And so I love that P. Louise is a little bit ridiculous. For example, this is the box that my order came in. This is the box that I had to carry out of the post office because they had the nerve to send it signature required. So I had to go talk to a human being to pick this up. And then this like butch old man at the post office had to hand me this box. And it's so many things all at once. It's butterflies and like gold embossing. And then it's like all of us are a little fragile babe. Spread your wings and fly. And there's little like sayings. And then there's like embrace the change. The outcome is beautiful. And then they sneak in one that says, once you open me, I am officially yours forever. No returns, refunds, or exchanges. So all of this is like motivational until they're like, but don't try to send it back, bitch. You're stuck with it. And there's just like, there's mushroom toadstools and there's butterflies and vines and hearts and stamps and it's everything everywhere all at once, except everything girly. It's a lot. And so the palettes are just like the mailing box. So this was their release for Black Friday. This is the AM to PM, no risk, no magic. It's always got to have like a title that's like 4 lines long. Like the Michaela palette is called To Have and To Hold in Case You Get Cold. There's always at least one spot where it feels like it could have ended and then just doesn't. So this is AM to PM, no risk, no magic. There's roses and clouds and a holographic castle. And then there's a clock that says 11:11, make a wish. And there's butterflies and there's a little heart locket with a chain. And then there's like a Harlequin checkerboard print and it's got little hearts. I mean, you just get tired looking at it. Like, it's just a lot. And it doesn't get any easier on the inside. Because here we have 50 rainbow shades. This is a whole big rainbow palette. And every one of these is stamped and embossed with a different imprint. So again, it's just everything everywhere all at once. So there's like just little symbols, go with a flag and a butterfly, and there's a clock for some reason. There's just all this shit, and you don't even necessarily know why it's there, but everything has its own symbol embossed into it. It's just a lot. It's very busy to look at, but I do like the idea of this. I don't mind a big palette. I love this big rainbow palette. I think this is gorgeous, and I think this is fun, so I picked this up. It was on sale a little bit. It was their new release. And this is the same size that the Michaela palette is going to be, but that one is much more dedicated. So sometimes she does these big rainbow ones, but that one, like the top 6 rows are all blues and purples. And then the bottom 4 rows, I think, are all beiges and browns. So it's completely like 2 different things shoved together. It's so bizarre. So she loves big, bulky packaging. And if you think this is big, Just wait. This is the Beauty in the Breakup palette. This was part of their sale. So this I think I got for like $12 or something. And this is a big, look at how thick this is. And it's got this like metal emblem on the side. And inside there's all these Band-Aids that have little like inspirational things for when you're going through a breakup. And there's so many of them in there, they're kind of stuck, but they're supposed to move. So every once in a while when I shake this, like a couple of them will move. But mostly they're just kind of stuck in there. It's just a little bit ridiculous, but when you open it up, it's just one layer. That huge box for one layer. She does have some palettes that are 2 layers that are 42 shades that have one layer of 21, and then there's a drawer that you pull out. This is one that has bigger pans, but fewer pans, thank God. And so this one is like this beautiful peachy. I thought, you know what? I've got... The only other palettes that I've ever had from P. Louise are these little, they look kind of like dollar bill. They look like money. It's like this whole money theme that she did for a while. And there's 5 of them that are like monochromatic. So there's like a pink, a blue, a green, an orange, and a purple. And so I've had colorful ones. I ordered that rainbow and I was like, let's get one neutral palette. But this is like my kind of neutral where there's still beautiful, impactful shimmers. We've got peachy orange. We've got pinks rather than just beige bullshit. So I decided to pick this one up. I think this is a lot of fun. But you can see it's a big chunk-a-donk. So I'm excited for the Michaela palette to show up. Look for a collab video coming to my channel sometime early in 2024. So other things that were on sale, I love discovering brands that are owned by people who are outside of the mainstream, such as I. And so I love Prados Beauty. They are an indigenous-owned makeup brand. I discovered them through Trixie Mattel. She used their original palette on her channel a couple of times. And I did have a review up on the old version of my website, which is unfortunately no longer available. But I did a review of them. I posted some on Instagram. And they have a couple of new palettes, and they had a great sale for the Black Friday weekend into Cyber Week. So I decided to pick up a couple more of their palettes. So this is, I think, supposed to be like a revamped version of their original palette. So it's got kind of this rainbow colorfulness with shimmers and mattes, and then it's got some neutrals that you can mix in. It's a few shades smaller than the original palette, but I think it's supposed to be kind of like a reformulation, a re-release, a remix, if you will. And so I picked up this palette, as well as the Matriarch palette, which has a few neutrals as well and some pinky shades, but it's a lot of green, blue, purple, and then those purples slide into those pinks. I really like this. It's a little bit more feminine, and it's not the full rainbow, and it gives you some beautiful, beautiful pastel options, some beautiful shimmers. I love this. And look at this beautiful, beautiful artwork on the cover of these palettes. Beautiful artwork by Indigenous artist Stephen Paul Judd. Another brand that's on sale that I know that I love is the Black-owned makeup brand Clarity Cosmetics. And they were having a sale, and there was a couple of their palettes that I've been eyeing for a little while, and so I decided to pick them up at a discount. First, I picked up the Lily palette, and this is really beautiful. They have one, I think it's called Bloom, that I already have that's very turquoise, teal, and purples. And this one is a great companion. It's a little bit more light turquoise with peach and then into these kind of plummy tones, and this beautiful multi-chrome, which I'm sure, again, the camera's not going to pick up, but this is a beautiful black base multi-chrome. This peach shimmer is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I love it. And there was another palette that I was super excited to pick up called the Bridal Party palette, and this is gorgeous, but I did have a little bit of problem with this, and it wasn't a problem with it shipping. I just had it in my office and it just sat for a little while, like a week or two, and then I opened it to look at it getting ready for this video. And one of the shades had just like poof, poof. It was a shimmer shade. And luckily I was able to save most of it, and I have it in this little pod. It's this copper shimmer. But it just, for whatever reason, I think it didn't have enough binding agents in it, and it just kind of dried out a little bit, and it just like fell apart. Tinkerbell farted on it and it just like exploded glitter everywhere. So that's okay. I gathered up what I could. All of the other shades are like ringed in copper now, but there are some beautiful neutrally kind of shades. There's a couple of shades that feel almost like the Adept Metallics, like they've got that really strong flaky metallic feel. They're just really beautiful. I love this. And the last thing that's on sale, this hasn't arrived yet, but I had to place an order with Collective Cosmetics. Now, I did a video where I talked about the Collective Cosmetics versus Deck of Scarlet and their subscription services. You can check out that video right here if you haven't seen it before. Spoiler alert, Collective Cosmetics kinda wins. But whenever I would get their subscription box, it always smelled beautiful. And they have this perfume that's called Astoria Goth that they would like spritz the paper with before they sent it out. And I keep forgetting to go and order that perfume. So when it was Black Friday, I was like, now is the time. And I went and the perfume was on sale and now it's on its way to me because it's so beautiful and romantic and dark and sexy. I just love it. So that's the other thing that's on sale. I think I also ordered one of their highlighters because their highlighters are top notch. Now let's talk about some new releases. So like I said, I wasn't necessarily hounding the sales because most, especially indie brands, I totally get it. They don't have the same like margin for error that big huge corporations have. So a lot of times the new releases aren't included on the sale anyway. So I was just kind of haunting the new releases. And one of the new releases that I'm so excited about that we're actually going to unbox on camera right now is the Solid Pink Disco Collection from Trixie Cosmetics. I love Trixie Cosmetics. I don't know if it's up yet, but I did my best beauty of 2023. I think it probably will come out after this video, so look for that to come to my channel. You could always subscribe and hit the bell if you want a notification when it comes out. Huh? But I mentioned Trixie Cosmetics several times in that video. I really do love them, and this collection looks like so much fun. And I managed to keep it in the box because I could cheat. Because it's a magnetic box, and I could just open it up and look at the products. And so I haven't actually opened the product boxes themselves, but I just opened it and looked at it and just, oh, my little queer heart was just loving it. I just opened this and I just, I love the nightlife. I've got to boogie on the disco round now. Alicia Bridges, by the way, is a lesbian, so love that queer representation. There are two eyeshadow palettes. The first one is Disco After Dark. Here is the collection. Now, I'm nervous about this because I notoriously hate pressed glitters. And she was very excited to announce in her video that each of these palettes includes one pressed glitter, and it's right here. I did see Johnny Ross reviewed this collection. He seemed to like it. I haven't watched enough of Johnny Ross's reviews to know if we'd really vibe with the same products, but he loves Trixie Cosmetics. I love Trixie Cosmetics, so I'm excited to play with this and see if it's as good as the regular, like, 12-pan eyeshadow palettes. And this is the Solid Pink Disco with another pressed glitter and lots of beautiful hot pink shades. So I love Trixie can do a great pink. Some of these might be a little bit repetitive with some of the shades in the other palettes, but I'm not mad about it. I know she can do a great pink, so I'm excited to play with this as well. And I think that these two palettes together are going to look amazing. Bad girls, talking about my sad girls. There are also two new Trixie sticks, and these are highlighters, cream highlighters in the shade Toot Toot. Oh, beep beep, bad girls. I love it. I love Donna Summer. When I used to perform at this place that no longer exists called the I-Beam, our DJ was obsessed with Donna Summer, and he was always finding new ways to remix her into all of the new music. I just have such a fond spot in my heart for Donna Summer. But we have Toot Toot and Beep Beep. So Toot Toot is kind of a white base, but I think it kind of sheers out, and it's got some opalescent, silvery kind of fun glitter. I'm not going to swatch this because I'm going to take some pictures for my website. So I'm not going to swatch any of these products yet, but we're unboxing them. And then look for a post coming to JanessaJ.com soon-ish, and you'll get to see all the swatches and the other good stuff. And of course, after we toot toot, we gotta beep beep, because we are bad girls. So I love this. This is a bright, hot pink Beautiful cream highlighter. I think I caught it with a nail, but don't worry about that. And like I said, swatch is coming soonish. And so this is a beautiful, I normally don't love cream products, but I do love her cream bronzers. Those bronzer sticks have been a lifesaver. And so I do absolutely love them. So I'm excited to play with these and just work them in and see how they do. Should we do a whole solid pink disco look? Is that a thing? Should we try it? And there are 2 more items in the collection. The first one is a set of lashes. These are the Foxy lashes, or they say life-size lashes on the top. I'm not sure which one is actually the name of this style, but they are a big, fun, draggy lash. I could get away with this, especially like for a filming day. Or I could trim them down and make half lashes. I kind of want to start doing half lashes on the bottom. I want to play around with that because I used to love doing half lashes, but when they're good, but when you do them bad, they're terrible. So I need a little more practice before I commit to that, but these are really cute. And then we have a gloss, and this is in the shade Lollipop Luxe. I'm not going to open this one because this is a repeat shade. This is not a new shade for this collection. This was actually in the little Let's Be Gay school bus, and I bought that collection when it went on super sale for like $30. So I have Lollipop Luxe. So I'm going to add this into the giveaway with the Jennifer Coolidge collab. So when that giveaway comes up, just know that this one will be hanging out in there as well. I know I'm so generous. Such a generous lady. And one thing that I really love about this, because I love that Trixie sells the PR boxes, because I do think it is fun, whether you're a YouTuber or not, if you want all the items in the collection, it is fun to have that experience of getting the full, colorful, and you usually get a little bit of a discount. But Trixie is also thinking about not being quite so wasteful, and she's thinking about how people use things. Because I get it, big influencers get so much PR that so much of this just ends up in the trash. It's a problem. I mean, Sam Ravindal talked about it years ago, where she would get so much garbage and would have to pay extra to have the garbage people come. And what I love about this, because these boxes are always super high quality, but then they've got these inserts that if you want to use the box for anything besides putting the shit that was in it back in it, you have to rip this out and it ruins the inside of the box. So even if the outside looks cute, the inside is just hashed. Oh, but what's this? Oh, what is this? If I can... Oh, look! That insert just pulls out. And if you're not wearing big hooker nails like me and don't know how to use them, it'll come out much easier than it did for me. It's such an easy change, but she made the insert just removable. So you still have this beautiful box. It's got a little magnetic closure. It's high quality cardboard. It looks beautiful on a shelf if you just want to keep it as a memento, a souvenir, or you can store things in it. You can re-gift things in this. I just think it's really wonderful. I love that she's always thinking about the audience and she's always thinking about little touches like that. That's why I adore Trixie's brand. Another thing that I bought, that it was a new release, I did get it a little bit on sale because I got it during the Sephora sale, I think. Or else I used a credit card reward, I can't remember. But that is the yearly release from Danessa Myricks. This is the Lightworks Volume 5. And I knew I wanted to pick this up because my first collab ever on my channel was last year with Makeup by Torrence using the Lightworks Volume 4. If you missed that video, it's right here and it's a must watch. We did palette bingo. And I'll link this one in the cards, and I'll link his video down below. Come back to YouTube, Torrence. We miss you. This is just a beautiful collection of multi-chromy, duochromy, shimmery, metallic-y kind of shades. And there are several different formulas in here. I keep the little plastic insert because it says what formula everything is. And what I love is that she did away with some of those weird formulas. Like last year, there was like water-activated liner shades that were also like shifty, duochromy. I wasn't feeling all that mess. That was a lot. That was a lot to deal with. I love that these are just the powder shadows in a bunch of beautiful formulas. And if I can coax Torrence back to YouTube, maybe we'll have another collab where we do a palette bingo with the sequel. You never know. It could be my Christmas miracle. Gross. Also in the new releases section, this is where it gets a little bit controversial at the gig. And I will just say this. I will say that capitalism is a terrible moral barometer. If you are judging the entirety of someone's character by where they shop, that's kind of a problem. And even if you're going to do that, if you choose one place that they shop and don't look at where they shop holistically, then I have questions about your decision making. So I'll just leave that there. You can do with that what you will. Every once in a while, I have to get a little bit sassy at the gig. That's how I feel. And I have to say that I am planning, I know I promise this every time and I have not delivered yet, but I'm still formulating it. This is one I want to make sure I get right. I'm going to do one on cancel culture versus accountability and all that kind of shit. All of this to say that I placed an order from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I know all your favorite woke girlies are boycotting Jeffree Star. They hate everybody that even mentions the brand. Jalopity Staircase. I get it. Feel how you feel. When we really get down to it, I think that for me, it's all about I support myself and I support things that bring me joy. And there are some things that bring me joy that I recognize have some problematic origins. I do feel like some of his behavior has changed. I think that a lot of the worst behavior has not been shown in a long time. So even though he's still kind of arrogant, he's still full of himself, all of that kind of shit. And I know that he's gotten into trouble more recently talking about non-binary and they, them. And as a they, them, I will tell you that I am much more interested in supporting my own joy than in, like, getting all upset about what an influencer thinks about someone else's pronouns. I'm sorry. I just do. Because I have to live with me all the time. I can tune out Jeffree Star as much as I want. I have to live with me all the time, so I'm going to prioritize my joy. How is that for a disclaimer, bitch? So here we are. I picked up the Scorpio palette. I do really like Jeffree Star's packaging. I know people hate his crazy packaging. There is something about the stuff that he does that's a little bit wild that I'm like, I sort of vibe with that. Now, I don't think... It's like I would release something similar, but maybe wouldn't have myself naked on the cover. You're welcome. I wouldn't do that to you. But I love the scorpions, and I love that the hinge is a little scorpion tail. I love that. And it's interesting to see what he's releasing now. He's done all of the monochromatic palettes. He's done, the whole rainbow and pink and skin tone shades and grays and blacks and white and... everything. He's done all the monochromatic. So now he's starting to go into other color stories. And I don't think they're as strong as the monochromatic. I think he does better when he's got that monochromatic hook. But I do love this wig, this unit that he's wearing on this palette cover. And I do think that and like the sunset sky is beautifully represented in the palette. So I really do like these colors. I think that like this green calls to me, this like emeraldy blue based green. We've had so many greens that are swampy. I love a blue based green, and I love this shade Ego Death. I love it with red. I love it with this kind of terracotta shimmer. I don't love it as much as some of his other palettes, but I do think this is a pretty color story, and it did get me to place an order. And while I was there, I did pick up the highlighter palette and the eyeshadow palette from the Gothic Beach collection. Now, these didn't call to me enough to order them when they came out. I was like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to think about it. And since I was placing an order anyway, and it was bonus time, I was like, let's complete the collection. Let's just go ahead and do it. I do love the Extreme Frost formula, but these, again, are not as good as the monochromatic palettes. So this is the Gothic Beach, and it's got some purples. It's got that pop of green. But there's not really very much for light shades. There's this one kind of light matte. There's this light purple matte. This is matte, but I think it might have a little sparkle in it, but not a lot. It's very mid-tone to very deep, very smoky. This one is not necessarily my vibe. I'm going to play with it and try to see what I can do. That's part smoky, part goth, but also still me. But I was like, let's go ahead, and I'm a bit of a completionist with this brand, so I was like, let's go ahead and do it. And I do like the highlighters, but I do have to say that it took me a while. It was only because I was already placing an order. Because this palette, this is the extreme Frost formula. So this is the more expensive one. He's already got one in purple. And so there's a purple and like a pearl white. And then this literally looks like just a swirl of those same two shades. I don't see any like particular shift that seems to make it different. I really kind of think they just swirled these two shades, which I don't know if you know how powder products work. You could do that yourself with a brush. So again, this is like me giving in to my completionist instinct, because when I first saw this, I was like, absolutely not. $62 for a purple shade that I kind of already have, a white shade, which is kind of basic, and then something that's kind of the two shades swirled together that I could do on my own. And now you can be mad at me that I bought it, and I'll be mad at me because I bought it, and we'll just have different reasons, and we'll all just be mad together. It'll be fine. Then the last of the new releases, I am super excited to try out What's Up Beauty. This is something that, again, influencers are able to talk me into. Angelica Nyqvist, Teresa is Dead, they both did videos on this palette, and when I went there, they did have a sale on the other two palettes, so I'm a bit of a clown. I picked up all three of the palettes from What's Up Beauty. The newest one is this little baby, the Dragon's Eye, but I also got the Geodes and the Desert Monsoon. So this is the Desert Monsoon palette, and I remember when this came out, and I remember seeing it and thinking, there's some beautiful shimmers, but it's very neutral. Then the Geodes palette came out, and I thought, those are some beautiful shimmers, but it's very neutral. Then this goddamn Dragon's Eye palette came out, and there are some beautiful shimmers, but it's very neutral. But this beautiful iridescent packaging suckered me in. It catfished me. This was so pretty. I was like, I just want that in my collection. I want that in my life. And then I was like, well, maybe I need all of them. There is no adult steering this ship, if you haven't figured that out by now. So the shimmers are really beautiful, but these neutrals, there are some of these, and of course the inside color of the packaging is the same. If you removed the names of the shades and just sent me a picture of one of these, I might have a hard time telling you which palette that it is. So I'm excited for these. The looks that both Angelica and Teresa did looked beautiful, and these shimmers do look amazing, and they are gorgeous. There's beautiful colors. But they better have something else up their sleeve. If the next palette comes out and it's these same basic Becky bullshit mattes with just some beautiful shimmers to draw your eye in, then I think we're going to be done with What's Up Beauty. Until they put out something truly colorful, it might be time to take a pause, but I'm a whole ass clown and they got my money this time. So here we are. Look for some bullshit coming with this at some point in the future. Because I bought them, so now I better learn to like neutrals. There were also a couple of international brands that I ordered from. I ordered a few palettes from Artitude Cosmetics in the UK, and I've already shown them off in other videos, and there will be content coming, maybe to this channel, but definitely to JanessaJ.com. And I also placed an order from Flower Nose that is still on the way. If you haven't seen Flower Nose, they are a Chinese brand, and they always have these super ornate packaging. This is like from a unicorn collection, and then the inside, there's always like just beautiful, beautiful embossing. I mean, you hate to even touch it because the embossing is just so intricate and gorgeous. It's really beautiful.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time?
I've ordered a couple of these in the past, a couple items from Flower Nose, but I was like, you know what, let's order a whole bunch so we can do like a face And I think I even maybe got like a setting powder. It's from Chyna, so like a lot of the shade range, it's very light leaning, it's very pastel. So I tried to get as much as I could to still create a Janessa look, but we're going to try it out and see how it goes. So that's my international ordering. So that's all the makeup, but of course this channel is glam, geek, and gore, and sometimes the geek doesn't get as much love. And I did take part in a Black Friday sale. I want to shout out one of our local game stores. Here in Grand Forks, North Dakota, we have 2 fantastic game stores. In the Columbia Mall, we have Broken Century Games. These are actually from Grand Cities Games on North Washington. And for Black Friday, they have a buy 2, get the 3rd free on everything in the store. So there is a board game series that I've been looking at because I'm a little bit of a nerd. And this is going to play into some toy content that you're going to see on this channel in 2024. But I picked up this big chunker, which is Masters of the Universe, He-Man, the board game, Clash for Eternia. And this is fun. I have a D&D gaming group, and so I've kind of gotten into games and tabletop games and minis, and this comes with a whole bunch of minis. And this is a fun game because not only can you play it with your friends, you can get all together, but this game is for 1 to 5 people. So if I don't have any friends who are available, if anybody is part of a D&D group, you know that the biggest evil you will ever face is adult scheduling, so you can actually play this by yourself. And I know that that sounds sad, and I know that some of you are going to want to do a welfare check on me because you think I'm just sitting in my office crying playing Masters of the Universe by myself. And I probably am, but we don't have to talk about it. It's fine. And of course I mentioned that that store was having a sale where it was buy 2, get the 3rd free. So it's not just the board game, but it's also 2 expansion packs. The Evil Horde and She-Ra and the Great Rebellion. I'm very excited to play these. I love She-Ra. I have a collection of She-Ra toys, action figures, playsets, things like that. And also something that's going to get a whole series on my channel next year. A She-Ra kind of knockoff, maybe you would say contemporary, Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstones. So I love Golden Girl, I love She-Ra, and so I really wanted to play this so I could play the She-Ra characters because you get little minis of all of the great She-Ra characters like Mermista and Frosta and She-Ra and Glimmer and all of them. I do love that store, and these games look like a lot of fun. And you know what? I love toys and all that kind of fun stuff. So you know what? I was like, let's just shout them out. It's not sponsored in any way, and so it's just something I wanted to do because I don't just buy makeup. I can waste money on all kinds of things. All right, that is the video. Let me know down below what you think of this a little bit out of control holiday shopping haul. Like I said, I know that this is a little bit ridiculous, but this is my bonus time. This is the time where I kind of treat myself. I also pay off some bills and things, and I try to upgrade some of the equipment. You may see some differences in some of the filming coming up. More news on that later. So this is something that it's just a good time to do some shopping. There's lots of sales, so I can get a deal on things. And I like to shop, and I love makeup, and I love to play. Don't feel pressured. You can always shop your own stash. Don't feel pressured. I just hope you enjoy it. Some people love hauls. If you don't love hauls, then this isn't the video for you. If you don't love hauls, I don't know how you made it to this part of the video. I mean, if you still want to leave me your angry comment, it's engagement, so go ahead and do that. But, like, click out of hauls. If they don't bring you joy, why are you watching it? In that same vein, if you love a good haul, go ahead and give me that thumbs up to let me know that you appreciated the video. Or if you're that hate watcher who's still with me, still feeding my algorithm, I love it. Eat it up. Didn't leave a crumb. But you know what? You can go ahead and help me out a little more. Give me that thumbs down. Tell me that you hate my face. It's all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch. And neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see more shenanigans and hijinks. I would love to have you, and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try really hard to make sure I upload at least 1 video a week, and sometimes, if you're lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh. Shoppertunatastic. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including my TikTok. I need to start adding my TikTok. I'm a geriatric TikToker now. I'm very excited about it, and I don't know what I'm doing, and it makes me feel old every time I open the app. But I'm there, and you can find me. And you'll also find a link to my website, The World of Champagne, at janessajay.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. And whatever holidays you celebrate, I know that the holidays can be a trying time, especially for us queer folks, if there are problems with your family. It's all the things. It's the joy, it's the pain, it's the tragedy. You know, a lot of us have lost people throughout this year, and the holidays can really kind of intensify that. So whatever you're feeling, I hope, if nothing else, that my videos bring you a little bit of joy, bring you a little bit of lightness. I mean, how could you look at this face and be sad? Don't answer that. So I hope that you have some joy when you watch this video, and I'm wishing you all the happy holidays and all the days, whatever you celebrate or don't. I just want you to have a nice fucking day, okay? And until I see you again, bye. I feel like all I hear is
Yeah.
I'm gonna hate that when I'm editing, but it's fine. I really shouldn't try to do a Jennifer Coolidge impression. I'm not good at it.
What? I thought she was right there.
You thought she was right here.
I was looking down, and then I'm like, whoa, that was
Jennifer
you?
Coolidge
What?
is here? Bad girls. Oh. What you gonna do with all that junk?
All that junk
inside
into
that
junk. I'm gonna get me drunk. I don't know what the words are. Can I see you again? Can you move to the left ever so slightly again? Not the left. My left. Sorry.
Okay. Pretty. I like it. This is the Nightmare Before Collection. Oh God. By Indigenous artist Stephen Paul Rudd. Is that his name? Judd. Sorry, I'm having Ant-Man fantasies again.
How could it catfish you if you already knew what was in there you didn't want?
Because it put the shiny outside on it. It made me think that
But
maybe
you saw the inside already.
it doesn't matter.
That's not catfishing because you knew what you were buying.
Listen, Susie Dent, you just keep your dictionary to yourself.
Just saying, catfishing is presenting yourself in this certain way and that other person doesn't know your real way, whereas you saw the presentation and the real way.
Thank you for the justice for the English language. Now shut your face.
Suck my dick! Okay, continue.
Janessa. It rhymes with Janessa. Yeah.